The moment my lips gently touched my wife's cheek at the company dinner, the room didn't burst into laughter like I expected. Instead, it went completely still. For 10 terrifying seconds, no one moved, not even the waiter holding a tray of champagne. I pulled back in confusion, forcing an awkward smile, ready to apologize for the clumsy moment. Then I saw her eyes fill with pure panic, not embarrassment. Fear. She whispered, "You shouldn't have done that," so softly I almost didn't hear it. That's when my stomach sank. A simple kiss shouldn't cause terror. Something was terribly wrong, and everyone seemed to feel it instantly. For context, my wife Maya and I had been married for 6 years, both working at the same mid-sized tech company downtown. I managed operations, she worked in marketing. We usually avoided public affection at work events, but that night felt special. I had just landed a promotion with a bonus we desperately needed to pay off our car loan. We planned to celebrate later with cheap sushi and a movie. "Tonight is about us," she had texted earlier. I believed her. I wore the suit she loved. She wore the blue dress I bought her last anniversary. Everything seemed perfect. Our relationship wasn't flawless, but it was steady. We had routines. Morning coffee at 7:15, gym on Wednesdays, grocery shopping on Sundays. Lately, though, Maya had grown distant. She guarded her phone, stepped outside for calls, and stayed late at work without clear reasons. When I asked, she said, "Campaign season is crazy." I trusted her because trusting was easier than doubting. Still, I noticed the little things: shorter replies, canceled dinners, a strange cologne scent in her car. I brushed it all aside, blaming stress. That denial would haunt me. The company dinner took place at a rooftop restaurant overlooking the river. The CEO gave speeches, managers toasted, and everyone relaxed. I kept glancing at Maya, hoping to catch her smile. She barely looked up, focused on her phone under the table. I leaned in and joked, "Texting your secret admirer?" She forced a laugh. "Just work stuff. Relax." Her tone felt sharp. Later, when the music softened and people began mingling, I thought a quick, affectionate kiss would lighten the mood. I had no idea it would blow everything apart. After that frozen moment, whispers spread across the tables. I noticed our marketing director, Eric, staring at us with a strange mix of guilt and anger. Earlier, I had seen him talking closely with Maya near the bar, their heads nearly touching. I'd brushed it off as networking. Now it replayed in my mind like a warning I ignored. Maya avoided my eyes, gripping her glass so tightly her knuckles turned white. "What's going on?" I asked quietly. She shook her head. "Not here." That answer tightened my chest even more. My phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number appeared. "You deserve the truth. Check her emails." My heart slammed against my ribs. I looked up and caught Eric quickly turning away, pretending to scroll his phone. Coincidence? Maybe. I leaned toward Maya. "Did you give someone my number?" She snapped, "Stop interrogating me." People nearby were clearly listening now. The tension had shifted from awkward to electric. I stepped onto the balcony, pretending to take a call, and opened my work email app, searching Maya's shared folder. What I found made my hands tremble. There were forwarded threads between Maya and Eric labeled "budget alignment." The subjects looked boring, but the messages weren't. "I hate lying to him, but I can't stop thinking about us." After the conference trip, everything changed. My vision blurred. I remembered that trip. She'd come home late, exhausted, and unusually quiet. When she joined me outside, I asked, "What happened at the conference?" She whispered, "Please don't do this now." "Then tell me when," I said. She said nothing. And that silence screamed louder than any confession. Inside, the CEO called everyone together for a group toast. I returned to the table, numb, replaying the messages in my mind. Maya leaned in. "We can talk at home." "No," I said calmly. We talk now. My hands shook, but my voice didn't. Suddenly, Eric stood up, grabbing his jacket as if to leave. That confirmed everything. I slowly raised my glass. Before we toast, I need clarity. The room fell silent. Maya whispered urgently, "Please don't." I looked straight at Eric. "Did you and my wife have an affair during the conference?" He froze mid-step, his face drained of color. Maya jumped up, knocking her chair backward. "This is unfair," she said loudly. "What's unfair," I replied, "is lying to me for months." All eyes were on us. Phones lowered discreetly. After a long pause, Eric sighed. It wasn't planned. It just happened. Gasps filled the room. Maya covered her face. "I never wanted it to come out like this." A strange calm washed over me. The truth was finally out. Ugly and undeniable. The kiss hadn't caused the betrayal. It had revealed it. Then came the real shock. Our CEO stepped forward furious. "Eric, you're suspended effective immediately." Murmurs spread across the hall. I thought that was the end, but Maya suddenly blurted, "It wasn't just emotional." Everyone froze. "He promised me a promotion." That hit harder than anything else. It wasn't just an affair, it was leverage. I stared at her. "So I was your backup plan?" she cried. "I was scared of being stuck." That explanation shattered everything I believed about our marriage. It wasn't just betrayal, it was all calculated. Security escorted Eric out. The dinner ended early, with guests leaving in stunned silence. Maya tried to grab my arm. "Let's go home," she begged. I pulled away and said, "I need space." I drove alone, my hands shaking on the steering wheel, replaying every memory, every missed warning. At home, I packed a bag and slept on the couch. Around 2:14 a.m., she texted, "I'll do anything to fix this." I replied simply, "The truth would have helped earlier." That night, I realized love can exist alongside deception, and that realization was devastating. The following week was brutal. HR launched an investigation. Maya was placed on probation and stripped of her leadership role. She cried daily, saying, "I ruined everything." I attended therapy sessions alone, trying to understand why I ignored the red flags. Friends took sides, some saying couples deserve second chances, others telling me to leave. I met with a lawyer to understand my options, not because I wanted revenge, but because I needed stability. Financially, separating would be difficult, but emotionally staying felt heavier. Each night I lay awake asking myself if trust could ever be rebuilt after such public humiliation. Eventually, Maya and I had an honest conversation. No yelling, no excuses. She admitted feeling insecure, craving validation, and choosing the wrong path. I told her love without respect is empty. We agreed on a trial separation. She moved to her sister's place. The apartment felt quiet but peaceful. I focused on work, exercise, and reconnecting with friends I had neglected. Slowly, my confidence returned. I stopped checking her messages and stopped replaying the dinner scene. Healing wasn't quick, but it was real. For the first time in months, I felt control over my own story again. 3 months later, HR concluded the case. Eric was terminated. Maya resigned voluntarily, unable to face the office environment. She asked to meet for closure. We sat at the same cafe where we once planned vacations. She said, "I'm sorry I hurt you." I replied, "I forgive you, but I won't forget." We signed the divorce papers shortly after. It was painful, but clean. No drawn-out battles, no public drama, just two people accepting the consequences. Walking out of the courthouse, I felt lighter. Not because I won, but because I finally chose honesty over comfort. Looking back, that accidental kiss didn't destroy my marriage. It revealed cracks that were already there. I learned that silence can be more dangerous than confrontation, and comfort can hide betrayal if you aren't paying attention. Today, I'm rebuilding my life with clearer boundaries and stronger self-respect. If there's one lesson I carry forward, it's this. Don't ignore your instincts and never accept half-truths in a relationship. Truth hurts, but living in illusion hurts longer. That night changed everything.